Talk to me about the changing mindset when you come off the bench as opposed to starting. You started tonight. Not a terrific night, but a pretty good night. I mean, you were 5 of 11. You made some shots. Is it different playing with that group?
Yeah, it's a lot different. You got to find your role and find your niche, and just got to be able to adapt. Obviously, coming off the bench, you don't really get time to feel your way into it. You got to be locked and loaded, ready to go. And I try to do that as a starter, but it's a little different, being probably the last option out there. So I thought I did a good job moving the ball, dictating pace, and just locking in on the defensive end. And whatever offense came to me, I was trying to take advantage of it.
Does that make it easier when like you said, you're not worried about the offense. You're maybe the last option, and stuff kind of finds you easier?
Yeah, it is. It's still tough at the same time. You don't want to force anything. And you look up, you got 2 points, and you play about 25 minutes. You start itching a little bit, but you just got to trust it. And at this point, Jonesy, I'm just trusting that these things will balance themselves out. And I think that right now we have to make a more concerted effort to overpass a little bit until we figure our stuff out. And if I got to be the guy on the short end of the stick for that, I'll take that on the chest and with full trust that those things will work themselves out.
You guys had great energy. You're 5-0 now on the second nights of back-to-back. You've won your last 7 on the second night. I asked JV, I asked Nick, what your thoughts on why it kind of happens that you guys pick it up on that second night?
It takes a little bit more focus and effort and intensity, and just naturally when you do that, things tend to work out for you. So I think we're making a more concerted effort to not give things away and not make it easy and go out there with a good focus and energy and intensity. And when you do that, most nights, you'll have a chance to win.
Kyle with the triple-double tonight. I mean, you were one of 5 guys in double figures, and just tell me about the way the team played, why you guys were so successful.
Yeah, moving the ball a lot. I think that obviously when you got a guy like Kawhi out there, he's going to have the ball quite a bit, and when he's out, the rest of us have to do a good job of stepping up and sharing the wealth. So I think that tonight we did a good job moving the ball. Everybody was able to eat a little bit, and Kyle was Kyle, and he was special out there and dictated, and just I think we went 3-4 minutes there without scoring to start the game, and he kind of settled us down with a quick 7 just to be like, all right, I'm here now.
Fred, what do you remember as a kid about Vince Carter? I mean, it was funny, they were talking about Vince's when he started and Trae Young and their relationship in terms of age. I mean, Vince is 41, Trae's barely past a teenager. What do you remember about Vince Carter?
Yeah, man, I think he's been around so long that we kind of forget, it's once in a generation type player that he was, and changed the game with his athleticism and just his passion, and being able to fly around out there and then turn into a hell of a scorer. So Vince has changed the game. Obviously, being in Toronto these 3 years, I've been able to experience it firsthand, but he changed the game for every kid growing up. And like you said, I'm only 24, so I was just a kid when he was terrorizing the league, and it's awesome to see him, whatever year it is, 21 now. Still able to go out there and compete at a high level. He's a special guy. Obviously, the game is lucky to have him.
Did you guys come into the game knowing that he was that close to 25,000?
No, we didn't. I didn't know until about 2 minutes there left. I couldn't figure out what the crowd was cheering for. So we figured it out a little bit towards the end, and at that point, I think we were just, it's fun to try to not let him get it. You don't want to give it to him. You want to make him still earn it. But I thought that it was cool that he was able to get that record against us.
So you mentioned when you guys realized it was happening, you're like, okay, let's guard him tight, let's make sure.
Yeah, I was on double team, triple team, all that. You don't want guys to get records off on you, but it was a thin line. You want him to get it, as a fan, but you're still a competitor. So it was cool that he had to go out there and earn it and got at the last second. And, it's awesome guy.
Fred, so far through this season, what do you think has been the biggest adjustment in your game? What's kind of worked well for you this season?
It's a different offense. Trying to figure it out. It's going to take some time. Obviously, last year I think we had 5-man platoon units, and our rhythm and stuff was a lot better. So this year is a little different. Just trying to find the groove and find where your shots are coming from. And like I said earlier, right now I'm just trying to be the guy who's passing a little bit too much and trying to figure out where our shots are going to come from, and those things will work themselves out as the season goes on.
It's not an excuse to play back-to-back. All teams do, and you can't feel sorry for yourself. You got to go out there and play the same energy, same fight.
You talk about the same energy. This guy Kyle Lowry coming in here, he gave you a lot of energy your team a lot of energy.
I hope he's gonna start passing the ball. I mean, oh yeah, he passed the ball. Sorry. Nah, you know, he never had a doubt that we never had a doubt in him. You know, he's true warrior. He's producing every night. You know, he does his job. It's not even a question about him.
Talk to me about the chemistry between the two of you. I mean, even tonight I saw you looking for him on a couple plays.
He's just not him and me. You know, everybody trying to get more and more involved. You know, we're looking for each other. We're you know, trying. Beating with the pass is easy. You know, you don't waste energy. Everybody happy. You know, so we trying to beat it with the pass. You know, extra pass, find an open man. It's fun. It's nice. It's easy to play like that.
You know the history of the Raptors. Obviously, you've been around a long time. I mean, what do you think of Vince getting 25,000 points?
Nah, you know, he deserved it. You know, he's a great veteran. He's been around so long, and he did it all. So he deserved to be here to get such an award as this.
We just set good screens. Guys made shots. You know, when you make shots, you get assists. Pretty much.
At what point did you guys realize that Vince was that close to 25,000?
When they put on the screen.
And then y'all kind of started, but y'all really started kind of guarding pretty tight.
I mean, we guarded him. He earned it, you know, and you know, congratulations to Vince and you know, everyone in the NBA, and you know, we're all tipping our hats to him because 25,000 is a lot of points, and kind of awesome to do this. The team he started it with, and for him, you know, he's such a great guy, great individual, great teammate, you know, great person. You know, he's earned it, deserved it. I think everyone's really happy for him, and he earned it tonight. And you know, to get on a two-hand dunk like that, it's pretty cool.
What's the biggest difference for you guys, do you think, offensively this year as opposed to last year?
Just playing, just going out there, doing our job. You know, we're still scoring at the high pace that we did last year. We were top 5 offense last year, so you know, it's pretty much we're just playing a good basketball.
You guys held the Hawks to 27% from beyond the arc. What were you and Fred and the other guys able to do to close out and put pressure on them from downtown?
Our bigs did a great job of following the game plan, understanding what we were trying to do. Guards and bigs, we were just trying to, you know, make sure we executed our game plan, and that's what we did tonight. And you know, we did a good job of continuing just to operate, you know, where we want to operate.
Although he didn't play tonight, what's it like playing with a guy like Kawhi Leonard on offense?
Awesome. He's a guy that can get us. He plays at his pace. He can get the shots that he want to get. You know, he's a force down there.
Nick, you guys did a good job finding the energy tonight. I don't know what it is, but you're 5-0 on the second night of back-to-backs this year.
Need to play more of them, Jonesy. No, yeah, no, they've done a good job, and we just, you know, we kind of talked about it this afternoon that we're 12 bodies suiting up, and we probably were going to need all 12. And we certainly needed, you know, 9 or 10 of them. We were subbing pretty freely and playing some unseen lineups tonight, and everybody did a good job.
Kyle, again, I mean, the requisite energy that he just pours into the game for your team. I mean, a triple-double tonight, always looking for his big men, maybe sometime too unselfishly.
Yeah, he's what did he end up with? 17 assists tonight. So that's the result of, you know, obviously him being unselfish and finding those guys, but those guys also doing a good job of finishing those, right? You got to make those baskets for those to be assists. So really impressed with the 12 rebounds, 10 defensive. You know, you're right. He brought great energy and shot the ball pretty well as well, and great game.
Can't imagine you were thrilled to have to put him back in though late. Maybe thought maybe
not overly thrilled. I was hoping to. I think we might have been up 20, and I was kind of hoping to get that thing to about 5 minutes and clear those guys out. He was already out, and then you got to 15 or 13 or something. So we stuck those guys back in, but we responded again.
Nick, you're a basketball fan. What do you remember about the Vince Carter era in Toronto?
Well, you know, for me, Jonesy, like coming to Toronto just 5 years ago, and it was kind of I had no idea the impact it had on Toronto.
Right.
You know, when you're in the States your whole life and you had no idea, but man, it's like, you know, for me when you come there, it's like you bumping into people. Oh, you know, I used to watch the Raptors when they had Vince Carter. Like that's a line you hear all the time from people, you know, like I used to go to the games when Vince Carter played, and started liking basketball when Vince Carter was here, and you know, that was kind of interesting, being such an being an outsider kind of and coming in, and that was really what everybody associated Raptors basketball
In
with.
that era of basketball, though, with the excitement kind of coming back, it was, you know, his first dunk contest was in the post-lockout year and all that. What did you look at in his game when you saw him as, you know, as a guy who was heading for coaching?
Well, you know, when he was at his peak, Jonesy could do everything. Right? He really could do everything. You know, he was obviously a supreme athlete, and he could score, and he could go and hang and move the ball 100 different ways and release it 100 different ways and score it. You know, and then his shooting kept improving and improving, and you know, I think, like, for me, you know, I've only been in the league here now going on 6 years, and so most of that I've just like totally respected that the guy's kept himself in incredible shape and been able to have such a long career. It's pretty cool.
25,000 points in the fashion that you did, the dunk champion that you are. What is that moment like?
What a way to accomplish it. You know, it got to the point I was just pressing because I just wanted to get it over with. It's a special moment. I definitely knew about it. You hear about it, you can't help. But I just try to play for the good of the team and not worry about that. I've always said, you stick around long enough, you start to pass people, you start accomplishing wonderful things like this. And, you know, it's of course, to be an elite group is what you always wish to be. But my job more so is just to be a leader and support this team and not really worry about the points. I've had my time when I was putting up big numbers, but I tell you what, it's a huge weight lifted off my shoulder, but man, this is awesome.
I know you told me that you weren't trying to think about it. You weren't following the numbers at all, but when you got on the floor with 2.5 minutes left to play.
And Baze was like, I said it myself, I guess I just want to get it over with, and then, you know, Trey was like, you ready to shoot? I was like, oh man, you know, those days of volume shooting are over for me, but it was just great to kind of just get out there and just put it up a few times tonight.